Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. So I've come with a very exciting problem today. It would be a challenger to many math geeks sitting out there. So at the very first instance, getting a logic to solve this is a highly difficult task. To be frank, I had to take help from a source to get a bit of logic and then to proceed. Finally, I've got the answer, but still had to take some part of the help from the other sources. So this is actually a mind-blowing problem, to be frank. So people use calculator to solve this type of questions, but to solve these questions with real logic, with real application of math, with real application of the modification of the equations that we do to get into a simplified form is what really matters. So today's problem of the day will be really a mind-blowing problem to many of them. Yeah, so the question is simple. It's a 2 words question, 4 words question. So it's just we need to find the roots of the equation x power 9 plus 9 by 8 into x power 6 plus 27 by 64 into x cube minus x plus 219 by 512 is equal to 0. So here we could see some things which can be relate, like this is a 3 by like this is 3 square by 2 cube, and this is a 3 by 8 whole cube, sorry, 3 cube by this is 8 square, and some or the other way we can, like, we think that we can relate the terms, but it's not possible, to be frank. So this is the question. So it's a polynomial of degree 9. So we are actually finding the roots of polynomial of degree 9 without any general formula to find the roots or something like that. So it's gonna be a beautiful journey to reach the answer. So I feel this really a mind-blowing problem. So I feel like people sitting out there will also feel this problem as a challenge and try to solve this first on their own and then watch the solution. So the question is, let me write the question. So the question is x power 9 plus 9 by 8 x power 6 plus 27 by 64 x cube minus x plus 219 by 512 is equal to 0. So this is the equation that is given to us. So first of all, we'll just take the LCM, so this becomes 512 into x power 9 plus 864s, so 9 into 64 into x power 6 plus 64 8s, so 8 into 27 into x cube minus 512x plus 219 is equal to 0. So this is what I'm gonna get. And now what's my next step could be? So next step is basically just to observe the things that we have. So 512 is basically 8 cube, so 8 cube, and this x power 9 I can write it as x cube whole power 3. So finally I can just simplify this whole term as 8x cube whole cube. Fine, so this is what I'll just write it. And now this is 9 into 64 into x power 6. Again we could find the term 8x cube. Fine, 8x cube whole square is 64x power 6. So I'll just try to write that. So 9 into 8x cube whole square. So finally I've got a term which is common in both these two, that is 8x cube. So 8x cube whole cube is 8 cube into x power 9, that is 512x power 9. And 8x cube whole square is 8 square into x power 6, that is 64 power 6, 64 into x power 6. And now the other term that I could find is again 8x cube, 8x cube. So again I could find a term 8x cube into 8 minus 512x plus 219 is equal to 0. Now, but I couldn't, so there is a mistake here, that is 8x cube into 27. Fine, this is 8x cube into 27. So I could find the term 8x cube, but I should also try to find the way that I can modify them into a simplified form. I've got 8x cube, I accept, but still we could reduce this into a much more simplified form. How do we do that? So this is, I'll just write this term as it is 8x cube, and this 9 I'll be writing as 3 into 8x cube whole square into 3, and this 27 I'll be writing as 3 into 8x cube into 3 square minus 512x plus 219 is equal to 0. Fine. So we have got, like if I assume 8x cube to be some a and 3 to be some b, then I have got this into this form, right? This whole stuff I've got this into this form, a cube plus 3 a square, and I am assuming a as 3 is b and 8x cube as a. So a cube plus 3 a square b plus 3 ab square. But if I add plus b cube to here, we gonna get a plus b whole cube. Fine, right? So a b cube term is missing. So what I'll do in my next step is I'll just add plus b cube, and because I'm adding plus b cube, I'll also subtract my b cube in the same equation. So what do I get? So going into the next page, so what I get is 8x cube whole cube is what the first term is, plus 3 into 8x cube whole square into 3 plus 3 into 8x cube into 3 square. Fine. So a cube plus 3a square b plus 3ab square. So what I'll be doing is now I'll add plus 3 cube here. Fine. So that I could get the term plus b cube, and because I've added this, the remaining term which are there here, that is 512x plus 219 minus 3 cube is equal to 0. Because I've added plus 3 cube, I am subtracting this. Here it's not plus 512, it is a minus 512 minus 512 plus 12 minus 512x plus 219 minus 3 cube. Fine. So now what do we get? So this I'll be just modifying this into a plus b whole cube, that is 8x cube plus 3 whole cube. Fine. And this I'll be writing as 512x minus 219 plus fine, this is 219 plus 3 cube. So this is 8x cube plus 3 whole cube, which is equal to 512x, and minus 219 plus 3 cube is minus 219 plus 27, that is minus 192. So what do I get? 8x cube plus 3 whole cube is equal to 512 of x minus 192 by 512. So I can write this 512 as 8 cube, and here also we can take the 8 cube common. So what do we get? 8 cube of x cube plus 3 by 8 whole cube is equal to, this is 8 cube into, if I just simplify this, I would get 64 3's and 64 8's. So I would get x minus 3 by 8. So I'll be applying cube root on both sides. So first of all, I'll just cancel this 8 cube and 8 cube, that is 8 cube and 8 cube, I'll just cancel them, and I'll just apply cube root on both sides. So what do I get? I get x cube plus 3 by 8 is equal to x minus 3 by 8 whole power 1 by 3. So this is what I'm gonna get. Now, so we have finally ended up with an equation, that is x cube plus 3 by 8 is equal to x minus 3 by 8 whole power 1 by 3. So but what's the next step that we can proceed? So the immediate logic that one need to get is, if he or she is a real math geek, that is we can think like this is the inverse of this function. Like if I assume this as my f of x, then like the first ever assumption or the first ever idea that anyone can get is this, they assume as f inverse of x, that is this is the function, this function is inverse of this function. Like they come to this conclusion straight away. But how do I get that? Like how did I even think of it? Because there's cube term here and there's 1 by 3 here, 1 by 3 power, and here we have the term to be adding here, like in the sum, like in the addition term, positive term, but we have the negative term here, minus 3 by 8. So we could find the relation, like we could think in that way that this function could be the inverse of it. So we shall try it whether it could be the inverse or not. So if I assume my x cube plus 3 by 8 as some y, so I get x cube is equal to y minus 3 by 8. So that I get x is equal to y minus 3 by 8 of whole power 1 by 3. So because this is inverse, I can just put this y is equal to x minus 3 by 8 whole power 1 by 3, and yes it is. So that means this function is inverse, that is it is inverse of this, inverse of the f of x. So because we have come to this conclusion, that is f of x is equal to f inverse of x, right? So f of x is equal to f inverse of x. This is only possible when f of x is equal to x, because f of x is equal to f inverse of x. Y is equal to x is the mirror, right? Y is equal to x is the mirror. To be frank, if I just show that this case in the daily life example, if there's a man standing out there and he can only see his inverse, or he can only meet his inverse, fine, if only meet his inverse, the man with the same like I would say same qualities and same everything same, but in the opposite manner, who does that in opposite manner is his or her inverse. So you can find only that image only in the mirror, right? You can find this inverse only in the mirror. In the same way, in the graphs, in the 2D plane, we can find the inverse of any function if exists only in the y is equal to x line. So only if in the y is equal to x line we can find the inverse of the function. And now he told that this is equal to this, then at which spot will those be equal? Only at the y is equal to x line these both will be equal, that is f of x is equal to f inverse of x at only place of x, right? So only in the mirror a person can touch his inverse, right? A person can meet his inverse, they both can interact. But in the same way, in the 2D section, in the 2D plane, we have where we have x and y coordinates, a function and in the inverse of it can only meet if for the y is equal to x axis, like this y is equal to x straight line, like this is the mirror. This is the mirror where the function and its inverse if exists, and if they are equal, then the only case would be on the y is equal to x straight line. So f of x is equal to f inverse of x, that means that they both must be equal to x. So I can just equate my function, that is x cube plus 3 by 8 as my x. So what do I get? X cube minus 8x plus 3 is equal to 0. So this is a cubic equation that I finally have got. Sorry, this should be 8x cube also. So 8x cube minus 8x plus 3 is equal to 0. So but inspection we can say that because x cube and 8 we have seen we have this term and we have 8x here. So if I put x is equal to half, so if I put x is equal to half, I would get this to be 1, because half whole cube is 8, so 8 into 1 by 8 it's 1, and minus 8 into x, that is minus 8 into half, that is equal to minus 4, and plus 3 is equal to 0. So that means this is so minus 4 plus 3 minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. That means x is equal to half is one of the root of this cubic equation. So using this I can find the other roots, that is, so x is equal to half is one of the root of 8x cube minus 8x plus 3 is equal to 0. In fact, this is the root of one of the root of the 9th degree polynomial that we have actually taken into the our question. So x is equal to half is one of the root. So I can find the other roots by long division method, or even if I can say, so 2x minus 1 factorizes 8x cube minus 8x plus 3 is equal to 0. So I can just finally, like if I use the long division method, I would finally get 2x minus 1 of 4x square plus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. I am not writing all those things because it's a time consuming, and also many of you people will be aware of long division method, so that's the reason I am not writing all those things. So 2x minus 1 into 4x square plus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. So now we are ended up with a quadratic equation. Now we can just solve this by using minus b plus or minus root or b square minus 4ac formula. So then we'll be getting the roots to be x is equal to minus 1 plus or minus root 13 but divided by 4. So let's write it in a neat way. Yeah, minus 1 plus root 13 divided by 4, minus 1 plus or minus root 13 divided by 4. So this is the root. So finally we have got x is equal to half as one root and x is equal to minus 1 plus or minus root 13 by 4 as two roots. So totally we have found 3 roots for the polynomial, 9th degree polynomial, and these are only the roots, there will be no other root. So these are the conclusions. So the roots of the equation are x is equal to half, minus 1 minus root 13 divided by 4, minus 1 plus root 13 divided by 4. So these are the roots. So this is for one method, like the method that we have followed right now is the modification of the equation that is given to us and finally finding the roots. There's another method called Newton-Raphson method. Newton-Raphson method. It's a very big method. It may take up to 4 to 5 pages, but one who is actually interested to figure out the solutions or the roots of the equation using this method can even follow that. But it's a very long method, not advisable at all. So many of them either go with the calculator to find the roots of the equation, or think of modifications that they can actually perform to the last extent possible. So this is one of the modification that I have done. Very fantastic problem, I would say. So I feel like many of the concepts we actually discuss, first of all modifying the equation, and second one, the most important thing, that is f of x is equal to f inverse of x, especially in the 2D plane, will only be possible when they both are equal to, like when f of x is equal to x. So the mirror concept, I would say, in the mathematics, so one of the best concepts. So I hope you people have actually enjoyed today's video. So thank you for watching. Stay tuned.